cut. Welcome to the top cut. Welcome to the top cut. Welcome to the top cut. Top cut. Welcome to the top cut. Welcome to the top cut. Welcome to the top cut.
Today's episode is brought to you by Gem Accessories. Gem Accessories is one of the leading accessory manufacturers within the trading card game space. Known for their deck boxes, Gem also has an amazing lineup of binders, backpacks, and more. Some of our personal favorites include the new KLRZ Icons deck boxes, the Secrets binder, and the Jaguar and Puma backpacks. But don't just take it from us, check out some of these reviews on screen. For all these amazing products and more, be sure to check out Gem Accessories using the link in the description down below or on Twitter at XGemAccessories. Again, the description down below or on Twitter at XGemAccessories. Hello, everybody, and welcome into today's episode of the Top Cut Yu-Gi-Oh! Podcast. My name, of course, is Sunny. I am your host. I'm here with my co-host, Caleb.
Hello.
And, of course, we want to just thank you all for being here. You know, I know we say it every time, but I really have this genuine appreciation for the people that come here and listen to this podcast every week. And, you know, really from the bottom of our hearts, thank you very much. I mean, every time I go into our Discord server, which if you're not already in, you should definitely join, either at the Discord server or if I go on the Twitter and I just see interactions with people. I'm just really thankful for we're very small in the grand scheme of things. We're still very micro in an already micro community.
Yeah.
But just having the platform that we have, I feel very privileged and very thankful to be able to sit here and talk and have people enjoy our opinions. So, but with that said, I wanted to, of course, thank all of our wonderful sponsors. So a huge thank you to, of course, Gem Accessories, ETB Games, Steelfox Games, Millennium Threads. You can find links to all of those down below with various discount codes, etc. And of course, you can also find affiliate links for Dragon Shield Games as well as TCG Player. So if you just click those links before you shop, they help support the podcast at no extra cost to yourself. And of course, the number one way that you can support the podcast is, of course, by going ahead and subscribing if you're not already, whether that be on YouTube or on Spotify, iTunes, etc., whatever platform you're listening on. And of course, be sure to join our Discord. We want to have that connection with the community, things like that. And also, we do have a Patreon if you really want, to go that extra mile. And we, through the Patreon, we do an extra episode every week. And it's a little bit more off the cuff. It's more of, if you enjoy our musings and ramblings and stuff.
Yeah, that would do mid-episode. It's just kind of 30-minute episodes of just that.
Yeah, it's like 30 to 40 minutes. And it's just, we had this almost like a formula that we did where we just kind of, talked about each set release. And we got away from that recently.
Yeah.
So, if you subscribe to the Patreon and you didn't like what we had before, you might like what we have now. But at the end of the day, we literally cannot do this podcast without some form of income because it's not free.
No.
So thank you to everyone who supports us. It truly means a lot. So let's go ahead and get on into the main topic of today's episode. So we, of course, are talking about Photon Hypernova, which I'm sure you saw from the thumbnail or what's the title? The title.
Yes.
So Photon Hypernova is, of course, the newest set that releases on, I believe the sneak peek is this weekend on the 4th, and it releases on the 11th or the 9th in OTS stores.
Oh, okay. So so that means that your local OTS stores might have sneak peeks going on tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. If you're listening to this on Friday, February 3rd.
Yes. So yeah,
which is when this episode comes out.
yeah. So your OTS should have well, it used to be called a sneak peek. Now I think it's called
Set premiere?
Yeah, the premiere event, something
like that. Yeah, we're used to calling them sneak peeks.
Yeah, back in my day.
Yeah. And for those who do not know what that is, basically you can go in and you spend
Literally back in my day.
Yeah. You'd go in, you'd spend 20, 25, I think it's 25.
It used to be 20, now it's 22.50.
Yeah. And then you get 5 packs and the premiere card, which is an ultra rare of one of the secrets. I don't know what it is for Photon Hypernova.
I don't know either at all.
Like previously, it's been B Trooper Scout Buggy,
Libromancer Geek Boy.
Yeah, and then it's also been
this one. Oh, you know what? It's Gold Pride Leon. I believe.
There you go. Yeah, it's an ultra rare copy of the secret rare card Gold Pride Leon. It's the only way you can get it in that rarity. And then you can open up your packs, and a lot of OTSs after that do a tournament where you can utilize those cards.
Yes.
Before they're even officially released, and I think the official release is like a week or two later.
It's almost always the official release is so the sneak peek or premiere event will be on, say, a Saturday.
Yeah.
And usually the worldwide release will be on the next Saturday.
Yeah.
But OTS stores can sell it a couple of days early. So the OTS store will have it, say, on Thursday.
Yeah. So you get your opportunity to get the product on the sneak peek, and then after that you're locked out until like Thursday or Friday, and then it comes out on Saturday.
Yeah, I really do like the way that Konami does their pre-release events. I think that it really promotes you going to your local OTS store to get this product a little early.
Oh yeah. Because I remember when we went to the one where Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer was released.
Yes, that was for Burst of Destiny.
Yes, I pulled one out of my. I went in once out of my one of my 5 packs. Had a Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer in there. It was great.
Yeah, I don't really think that I've ever pulled great out of my packs. Ever.
I've done it exactly twice. The first time was, I don't remember which set it was, but it was the one with Turbus from the Underworld.
Yes.
And I pulled one. And they were
Order of Chaos?
Yeah, and they were pre-sale for like $80.
Right.
Because it was it was supposed to go with tour guide. I sold mine for like 70.
Right.
Next day they went down to like 20 because people didn't realize it's not a good card.
Yeah, I remember very vividly when that happened, and you're gonna laugh at this. I remember where you were in the shop.
Yeah.
When you both pulled it and sold it.
Yeah, it was like that, because I pulled it, read it, and went, "Oh, this card's awful."
Yeah.
And then the guy next to me offered me 70 for it cash. And I was like, "Sure."
Yep. And that guy still plays at locals.
Yeah.
So
he's done. I guarantee he's done forgotten.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the second time was the Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer.
Yeah. I literally cannot point to a single time out of any pack, as far as like a sneak peek or anything like that, I can't point to a single time that I've ever pulled anything good.
There was the one where they released Hoot Cake, Medulce Hoot Cake.
Abyss Rising.
Yeah. I walked into that store, I pulled one, and I bought up.
It might have been Return of the Duelist. Return of the Duelist.
So I had pulled one Hoot Cake, and I went around the store. And
was it the first Medulce set or the second?
Third. Hoot Cake didn't. Hoot Cake was just kind of a random one they threw in much later, and then even later is when Angelic came out.
Okay, so Hoot Cake came out in Lord of the Tachyon Galaxy. Wow, you're right.
Yeah, so
I should have known you were right. You're the Medulce guy.
Yeah, I couldn't remember what set it was off the top of my head, but I knew it was like the first set, which was like the only one.
Return of the Duelist. The archetype was a lot like Geargia. And that it premiered in Return of the Duelist, got a little bit of support later, and then got its best card that made it meta relevant in the same set as Dragon Roller, so it was useless.
Yeah, exactly. And then later we got Angela. Anyway, I pulled one, and I was sitting there kind of going around looking for other copies. Only one other one got pulled, and I bought it off of them for like $10.
Wow, yeah, that's pretty good.
So I literally walked out the store with every copy of Hoot Cake that got pulled, and that's in that OTS. It was great.
Yeah, I've never been able to just go to like a sneak peek or anything and say, I am building this deck. I will acquire all copies of cards needed for this deck today.
And I've done it. I've also done that with Atum, but he was like 15.
I thought he was 20.
No. He was 20. The next day he went down to 15.
Naturally.
Literally the next day, and I got
Hieratic
Dragon of
King
Atum.
Hieratic Dragon King Atum, I think.
No. It was Hieratic Dragon of Atum.
Okay, yeah.
It was Hieratic Sun Dragon Overlord Heliopolis.
Yes.
And then he also Heliopolis also got a retrain.
No,
later.
Hieratic Dragon King of Atum.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just of Atum. Oh, whatever.
Nope.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I got the 2 copies of him I needed.
Yeah, I remember when Hieratic came out too in Galactic Overlord. Why do I have such vivid memories? Wow, of all these garbage.
Because they built that deck.
I do very vividly remember playing a lot against that deck. So, also in that set, for the nobody that's curious, number 11 Big Eye, which was $120 at one time.
Night Beam,
the ulti, which, if anybody's Night Beam ulti, hit me up.
Oh, Photon Strike Bouncer. I remember that card being pretty good.
Photon Strike Bouncer was like, no lie, a pretty good card. Card D was a big one at that time.
Yeah. Shark Drake Vice was good later.
Number 25 Force Focus.
Oh, I remember making that dude a lot.
Yeah, because he was like the cheap version of Photon Strike Bouncer.
Yeah. Well, Photon Strike Bouncer was also pretty cheap. No, he was a cheap version of Big Eye.
No, Force Focus is a rank 6.
I don't know why I thought he was rank 7. But he's also easily makeable in Hieratics, which is why I made him a bunch.
Yeah, because rank 6. Oh, Gaia Dragon the Thunder Charger. I remember when he was like $20.
Yeah, I got both my copies for $5 apiece because that's what they were at the time.
Yep. Yeah, there was just a ton of like I'm not gonna say good cards that came out of this set.
A lot of sleeper. Photon Papal Operative.
Yeah, Photon Papal Operative was an amazing utility toolbox card.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the best rank 4s that really released like early on.
I mean.
Anyway, Photon Hypernova.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I wasn't trying to cut you off, but like we have gotten way off track here.
To be fair, we went from one Photon set to a different Photon set.
That is fair. That is very fair.
Yeah. Anyway, so to begin with, we're going to talk about some of the world premiere cards that aren't attached to like a new archetype.
Correct. So these are just like some imports, but also world premieres. So let's start off with Gravekeeper's Inscription.
Yes.
So at the start of your main phase 1, apply one of the following effects until the end of your opponent's turn. And this is, a normal spell card. Neither player can activate card effects in the graveyard, neither player can banish cards from the graveyard, or neither player can special summon monsters from the graveyards.
So literally activate this thing and you can apply one of the effects of Necro Valley. One of the things that Necro Valley stops.
Yes, which is hilarious.
Yeah, until the end of your opponent's turn. So when it comes back to your turn,
yes,
and it's at the start of main phase 1. So that also means, isn't there like a very common run spell that's like at the beginning of main phase 1? Like one of the pots, isn't it?
In Edison format, there's Cold Wave.
No, I mean like now, isn't there like one of the pots that do that too?
Pot of Extravagance actually might be like that.
Of Extravagance.
I'm pretty sure Pot of Extravagance is actually at the start of your main phase.
At the start of your main phase 1, so you can't activate both of these in the same turn.
That's kind of hilarious. I did not realize that.
Yeah.
All right.
Well then.
Next we have Minaruka.
Yeah, Minaruka. It's a common level 4 water fish effect monster, 1500 attack, 500 defense. When a water monster's effect is activated, quick effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
You can banish a face-up fish, sea serpent, or aqua monster you control. Then target a face-up card on the field. Negate its effects until the end of your opponent's turn.
Oh.
This is for Goaty.
I mean, I would just say it's for any level 4 water archetype.
Yeah, but I mean particularly
attribute deck.
But I mean particularly the banishing effect, because then you can get one of your Goaties banished. Oh, it was banished, so it gets this effect off.
Yes, it is also has utility in Goaty.
Yeah, which is
funny. I would
funny.
really say it's more of like a...
It's just a generic level 4 water support. Really.
Right.
So like Umi Control can utilize it.
Yes. All right, next we have Orphabull, the Harmonious Bullfighter Bard. This is an ultra rare, a level 8 light beast warrior effect monster, 3000 attack, 2400 defense. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned from your hand by banishing 2 light and 2 dark monsters from your hand and or graveyard, except this card. If summoned this way, this card gains 1000 attack for each monster banished from your hand for its summon, and can attack monsters a number of times each battle phase, up to the number of monsters banished from the graveyard for its summon. If this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, after damage calc, you can banish that opponent's monster.
Wait, no. It's banished 2 light and 2 dark. You're banishing 4 cards, 4 monsters for this thing.
Right, so he becomes 7,000.
Well, it depends on how many. It depends on where you banish. If you banish 2 from hand, 2 from graveyard, it's 5,000 and can attack twice.
Gotcha.
Or you can banish 1 from hand, 3 from grave, and it's 4,000 and can attack thrice.
Right. All right, next.
Next up, we have
Diabolantis.
Diabolantis, the menacing mantis. Wow, what a weird name. Level
It's
8,
like Diablo and Atlantis had like combined.
but also but also mantis. Diabolantis, the menacing mantis.
Diabloantis.
Level 8 Dark Insect Synchro Effect, Monster, 2500 attack, 2200 defense. Materials, 1 tuner plus 1 or more non-tuners, completely generic.
Yes.
If this card is synchro summoned, you can send insect and or plant monsters from your deck to the graveyard, up to the number of non-tuners used for this synchro summon. If you control the synchro summon card, you can target an insect or plant monster you control. Treat it as a tuner until the end of the turn. You can only use each effect once per turn. So yeah,
Man.
this is really good in like plant synchro.
Generic level 8. What's that? That's never been abused before, right?
To be fair, this is only abusable in a insect/plant deck.
But abusable is abusable.
Oh yeah, no. Like this thing, they're gonna have to be very careful with how they produce insect and plant-based fusion decks from now on.
Synchro, you mean?
Yeah, synchro. Particularly if they synchro level 8 a lot, because then this thing just kind of becomes a major component in the deck.
Potentially, yeah.
Unless it's one of those archetypes that say if you activate this fate, you can only special summon an archetype from now on.
Yeah. Next, we have Xyz Align. This is a common quick play spell card. Declare a level from 1 to 12, then target 2 face-up monsters on the field, including 1 monster you control. They become the declared level until the end of this turn. Also, for the rest of this turn after this card resolves, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck except monsters with the same type as the targeted monster. You can only activate Xyz Align once per turn. Interesting.
Okay, so funnily enough, since it's a quick play spell, you can if your deck does not care about its levels, you can just flip this, declare 1, target one of your opponent's monsters. Now they can't Xyz summon with it.
Yeah, that would do the job.
Oh yeah. But then you're also locked out of Xyz summoning anything that isn't, unless it's one of the 2 types. To be fair, right now, that stops. Actually, that. No, never mind. It doesn't really. But to say that actually might stop some of the upcoming decks that are like going to be really powerful and like tier 1. And then I thought about it, I was like, no, not really. Because like one of the number 1 archetype, which we'll talk about later, is all psychic. So.
Yes.
Except they also have 1 warrior and 1 machine. So if you target the warrior who does level modulate himself to 7, they're locked out of Xyz summoning anything that isn't a warrior.
Okay.
But usually by then they've already gone into the thing you don't want them to make.
Right. Next we have Made to Order Mermaid Outfit Outfitter.
I love that. I love the name of that card.
It's a great name.
Yep. It is a normal spell card, super rare. Target a card in your opponent's graveyard, banish it. Then if you do, you can add 1 card from your deck to your hand with the same name as the banished card. You can only activate 1 copy of this card per turn. That's pretty nutty in depending upon what you banish. If it's like a mirror match, it's like the perfect card. Because then if your opponent goes full combo, you can break their board and then I didn't have my combo starter, grab it, banish it out of the graveyard and grab it.
Exactly.
Or you can use it to grab a hand trap that your opponent's already utilized to help cushion yourself.
Right. So we also got the entirety of the Gold Pride archetype
Which we're going to talk about that,
in a minute.
yeah, all kind of together.
And your imports are Casamolar, Queen Butterfly, Danaeus, Quardan the Clear-Sighted, Pharaonic Advent, Apophis the Swamp Deity, Green Ninja, and Humongous Hive Hegemon Zexstagger.
Neat. By the way, the Cardan the Clear-Sighted, Pharaonic Advent, and Apophis the Swamp Deity are all just kind of, hey, search for any continuous trap card. I wish I was joking. Just search a floodgate.
That's always rough.
Yep. Good thing that they're like borderline unplayable.
Yes.
Outside of exactly that one thing.
All right.
So now let's talk about the Gold Pride. So to begin, we have Gold Pride Leon, who is a dude on a cyber horse. Really cool looking. Level 3 Wind Warrior Tuner effect. It's synchro deck. Interesting. 1500 attack, 1200 defense. If your life points are lower than your opponent's, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is normal or special, you can target a non-warrior Gold Pride monster in your graveyard, special summon in defense position. Also, you cannot special monster from the extra deck for the rest of this turn, except Gold Pride monsters. Exactly what I was talking about before.
Yes.
Archetype locks. During your opponent's main phase, you can quick effect Amelia's effect resolve synchro summon a synchro monster using only Gold Pride monsters you control. You can only use each effect of Gold Pride Leon once per turn. So this seems like this archetype's just really hard Xeno locking you.
Yeah, they really don't want to play nice with others.
Yeah. Next card. You got it.
Yep. Next card is Gold Pride Nitro Head. Level 8 Fire Pyro effect monster with 2300 attack and 2600 defense. If your life points are lower than your opponent's, you can special summon this card from your hand. During your opponent's standby phase, you can special summon one Nitro token, Pyro Fire level 8 0 attack 0 defense to your opponent's your opponent's field, but it cannot be used as link material. During your opponent's main phase quick effect, you can target one Nitro token on the field, destroy that token. Also destroy all cards in its adjacent monster zones and spell and trap zones. You can only use each effect of Gold Pride Nitro Heat once per turn.
That's interesting, particularly because you stick it in the middle, and it basically blocks out your opponent's their second and fourth monster zone, and the spell trap zone right behind it.
Yeah.
They can't put anything in those zones, so they'll just go, cool, quick effect, pop the token.
And then all their zones are useless.
Yep, and as a level 8, it's really hard to use it as synchro material, and even if you do, they still force you to make it probably not a good synchro.
Probably not. All right, next one's all you.
Yep, Gold Pride Captain Carrie, level 3 Water Fiend effect monster. I love her artwork. She is a pirate. 900 attack, 1700 defense. If your life points are less than your opponent's, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is normal or special, you can add a Gold Pride trap card from your deck to your hand. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target a Gold Pride monster you control as special summon from the extra deck, banish up to 3 Gold Pride cards from your graveyard, and it gains 500 attack for each card banished this way. So if she gets into the graveyard, you can just bump one of your dudes by 1500, up to 1500.
Yes.
Permanently. It's permanent. Interesting. So let's see how big the actual Gold Pride synchros get. Next one's you, mate.
All right. Next we have Gold Pride Star Leon. Level 6 Light Thunder Synchro Effect Monster. 2000 attack, 2000 defense. Materials, 1 tuner and 1 or more non-tuner monsters. During the main phase, quick effect, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls. This card gains attack equal to that target's original attack. Then, if your life points are lower than your opponent's, you can destroy that monster. You can only use the previous effect of Gold Pride Star Leon once per turn. Once per turn during the end phase, if the previous effect was activated this turn, return this card to the extra deck, and if you do, special summon one Gold Pride Leon from your deck or graveyard.
Okay, so at the moment you can really only make this card by utilizing Gold Pride Leon and Gold Pride Captain Carrie in the artwork. Is Gold Pride Leon wearing his mech horse like armor?
Amazing.
And looks like he's swooped in and saved the pirate lady.
I respect that.
Oh, and then it's him disengaging the armor at the end phase.
Oh, that makes sense.
Which is why it brings him back out. If you activate that effect. Okay, next up we have Gold Pride Nitro Blaster. who's just some fiery dude. Link 2, Dark Pyro. Really cool. You don't see Dark Pyro very often. You don't see anything that isn't Pyro Fire very often.
Right.
Link Effect Monster, 2300 attack. Links are top and bottom. Materials, 2 gold prime monsters with different levels. So you can either you can use the Synchro plus anything, Nitro Head plus anything, and then or one of the tuners and not the one of the level 3s and not the other one. Interesting.
So any 2 gold pride monsters because they're all different levels.
No, because the tuner and the non-tuner, the Leon and the Pirate Lady, are the same level.
Oh, okay, I got you.
So you can't use him and the pirate. You can't use Leon and the Pirate Lady. Effect: you can target one monster your opponent controls, destroy it, and if your life points are lower than your opponent's, you can destroy all cards in adjacent spell and trap zones. So if your opponent's kind of clustered up all the cards, you can just pop one in the middle and get rid of everything. Splash damage, yo. You can only use this effect of this card once per turn during the end phase. If this effect was activated, return to the deck and then special summon Nitro Head from your deck or graveyard.
All right, next we have Gold Pride. The crowd goes wild.
With an exclamation point.
Yes. Normal spell card. Reveal 1 Gold Pride monster in your hand. Add Gold Pride monster with a different name from your deck to your hand. Then you can apply the following effect. Special summon 1 Gold Pride monster from your hand, but lose life points equal to its original attack. You can only activate 1 Gold Pride. The crowd goes wild per turn.
So you can reveal. So you activate reveal, and then special summon, take damage, and then it'll let you just special summon the rest of them out of your hand if you have any more in your hands. That's cool.
Yep, for sure.
Lastly, we have the trap card, Gold Pride. Start your engines.
I love the little exclamation points on the end.
Yeah. Normal trap. If your opponent normal or special summons a monster, target one of those monsters. Reveal 3 Gold Pride monsters from your deck. Your opponent randomly picks one for you to special summon. Shuffle the rest back into your deck. Then destroy the targeted monster. So, it's... what's that one card where you reveal 3 cards out of your deck? Your opponent picks one, you get to your hand, the other goes to graveyard?
There's a similar card, Painful Choice.
That's it.
That's 5.
Yeah. It's almost Painful Choice.
Yes.
It is almost Painful Choice, but the other two go back in the deck, and no matter what, your opponent's losing their monster. So that's kind of cool. I kind of dig it.
Yep.
Overall, this archetype's cool, but I don't think it's good.
Yeah, I think that it's one of those things where it has potential here and there under the right circumstances, but I don't know that I would call it good.
No, but the biggest issue is that there's not enough to even make a full deck, and the deck hard Xenolocks you.
Right.
There's one synchro, so your extra deck's going to be 3 cards, and you can't make any other synchro monster, pretty much.
Yep. Alrighty, so the next thing we're going to talk about is the Photon Hypernova full set spoiler. So we're not going to go through and read all of the cards individually.
No, I mean I would say we should probably just read off the Starlights at least.
Oh, for sure.
That's just 5.
Yeah, the Starlights are that thing that you go to the store and you see that thing on the shelf and you're like, ooh, I want that, $800 pair of shoes. And you look down and you're like, yeah, but these shoes do the job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the Starlight rares here for Photon Hypernova are Grangugnal, the Dusk Dragon, Kashtira. Is it Kashatri? Kashtira?
It's Kashtira.
Kashtira, Arise Heart, Tri-Brigade Arms, Bucephalus II, Gold Pride, Captain Carey, and Mirror Jade, the Iceblade Dragon.
Ooh, Mirror Jade as the Starlight reprint. Interesting.
Yeah, it's a terrible Starlight in my opinion.
Yeah, there could have been better Starlights here, but it is what it is.
Big Welcome Labyrinth, make it a Starlight.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, your secret rares. So we'll circle back around on some of those Starlights. Your secret rares are Gravekeeper's Inscription, Galaxy Photon Dragon, Gigantic Champion Sargus, Kashtira Arise Heart. What is that word?
Kashtira Theosis.
that. Kashtira Theosis.
It's Kashtira and Apotheosis.
I was thinking like fear of.
No. That's phobia.
Ah.
Yeah, no. They mean Kashtira and Apotheosis, which is what they call the event where you ascend into godhood.
Okay.
Is Apotheosis.
Well, after that, we have the pressured planet Wraithoth.
Wraithoth. That's their whatever primeval planet Paralino. It's their field spell.
Right. Then triple tactic thrusting, Waybridge, Gold Pride Leon, and Gold Pride. The crowd goes wild. That's
So weird.
I don't love the choice of making 2 Gold Pride monsters secret rares.
Also, three of the more important Kashtira cards are secrets.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
And hey, look, Talents 2.0.
Well, sort of. Sort of.
It does something completely different. I only call it Talents 2.0 because it's Triple Tactics T.
Yes. Triple T 2.0.
Yeah.
All right, so the secret rares are
Well, we just read out the secrets. It'd be Ultras next.
pretty decent overall.
Okay.
That's what I mean. Like I was gonna go in depth a little bit more on them.
Okay.
So, poor Caleb, he's like trying to keep this thing on the rails
Yeah.
because I'm like tired from a full day at work.
Oh,
and
no, I
it's
understand.
Very, very late.
Mhm.
So Caleb's trying to keep me on track. Thank you for that.
Yep.
So the secret rares are pretty solid overall, I would say. I think that you're going to get a lot more value out of this set of secret rares than you would have other ones in sets past. So, for example, you know, if you're going to your sneak peek, your premiere event, I would say if you pull Gold Pride cards to dump them and run, and if you pull like triple tactic thrusting, maybe hold on to it a little bit, see what it does.
Yeah.
You know,
Before deciding, you're going to regret. Like, let's say it just plummets immediately after because people decide it's not a good card for whatever reason.
they're not going to decide that, but anyway.
You know what I mean? Or it's just like or it's like every box has like 2 of these as secrets for whatever. You know what I mean? It gets printed out.
Yeah,
out the
it's a
rear end.
crazy one. Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to regret not of offloading it when it was at its peak during the sneak peek, but to be fair, you only went in like $25 to get it.
True. I think that even if the card goes down, you're not going to regret getting rid of it because I don't see this card going ever below $50 without
Same.
reprints.
Same. Oh yeah, no, I'd be shocked
Yes,
if it even if it drops to $49.99. I'd be shocked.
I would agree. Also, I would say that so you're looking at 3 Kashatri or Kashtira secret rares.
Yeah.
Essentially, right? Arise Heart, Kashtira Theosis, and
Yeah.
Pressured Planet
Rates
Wraithoth.
off.
So, and yes, I know we just talked about them, but mainly you talked about them keeping things on the rails.
Yeah.
I don't know why I got a burst of energy all of a sudden.
Yeah, I didn't talk about them too much outside of it's kind of ridiculous that there's 3 of them that are secrets. To be fair,
Which it is, but
yeah. To be fair, the Kashtira Theosis isn't used in the builds I've seen.
okay. So you know a lot more about the Kashtira deck and that.
Yeah. I did a little bit more. I did a little bit of research before coming here. I didn't see any builds that were specifically running it.
Mhm.
The ones that are normally run are like,
Arise Heart. I know they run that.
yeah, they run like 1 or 2 Arise Hearts.
Okay.
There are a couple builds that saw with 3, but they only ever utilize 1, maybe 2 in a grind game.
Okay.
And then they also run 3 copies of. I keep wanting to say Shangri-La because that's the name of the actual location that it's based off of.
I thought that was actually called Shangri-La.
It's Shangri-Era, and is his TCG name.
Weird.
Because in the OCG it's Kasatri Law Shangri-La,
Oh, I see.
but here it's Kasatri Shangri-Era, and it's based off of Shangri-La, which
Right.
is I want to say the Hindu afterlife, if I remember correctly.
That tracks. That sounds right.
Yeah. Anyway, and then they also, of course, run 3 copies of the planet because it's literally just activate Wraithoth, grab one of your Kshatris, and then it just sits
Right.
there not doing anything.
So, Galaxy Photon Dragon, you should get rid of.
Definitely.
Also, Gigantic Champion Sargus.
Champion.
Is this card good?
I don't remember. I remember us reading it out, but I don't remember if it's actually any good. I am looking it up.
So, as far as pre-sales go, it is... I'm going to say fair. It's like 15 on pre-sale. It's 2 level 8s, and once per turn, you can also summon it using a Spriggan's Xyz. And then while it has material, you can add 1 Spriggan's or Therian card from your deck to your hand. So it's like a Therian combo piece Xyz monster.
It's kind of it's the bridge between Spriggans and Therians.
Right, exactly.
Oh yeah, you can search King and then summon King, equip one of your Spriggans.
Yeah. And also it allows you to
you can detach one. No, if materials detached from a monster on the field,
except during the damage tab,
target 1 card on the field, destroy it or return it to the hand.
Yeah, I mean it represents interruption. I mean it's
pretty solid.
Yeah.
And it's a generic rank 8, so I would almost say hold on to a copy.
Yeah.
If you pick one up for fairly cheap. Because that might be utilized if there's ever a situation where there's a lot of rank 8 toolboxy decks going around.
Yeah, for sure.
Because then it presents an issue. It presents a threat to your opponent. Where your opponent has to out it before they make an Xyz and then detach for the Xyz's effect.
Right.
Yeah, let's get the effect off, but then they're going to lose something on their board.
Mm-hmm.
Either returning to being bounced back to the hand in the case of like maybe an extra deck monster, or just getting popped, or bouncing back something that can't be destroyed for whatever reason.
And Gravekeeper's Inscription is currently a $25 card. I see that this is pre-sale prices. I see that going up actually closer to like 40. And then I would sell.
I actually see it kind of going down a little bit.
Most things do. I could see that.
But here's what I think is going to happen. It's going to kind of go down to about 20, from 25 to 20. It's going to ride there for about a week to 1 to 3 weeks.
So,
and then someone's going to do well at a tournament running 3 copies of this, and it's just going to go whoop. It's just going to become a brick wall on that scale, on that.
I mean, it could
graph.
do what Triple Tactics Talent did, and Nadir Servant and Forbidden Droplet. Those cards sat at 55 or 60 for months.
Yeah, before finally just
spiked to 100 and 120.
Yeah.
So
all it takes is one meta where it's incredibly relevant because the tier 1 decks are killed by it, and then all the other decks just aren't affected by it at all.
Right, exactly. So you could be looking at, like, realistically, at some point, maybe that card might be worth $60, but I really think it's more like a $20 card. So,
for now.
Yep. Next, we have the ultra rares. I'm just going to rattle them off. We can kind of go through them after, like we did with the secrets. Is that cool?
Give me 1 second. I'm looking up Wraithsoth real quick.
Okay.
Because I know it does something else besides just search for a Kashtira card. When this card is activated, add a Kashtira monster from your deck to your hand. Monsters you control gain 100 attack and defense for each attribute among monsters on the field. If Kashtira Shangri-Ira, the Xyz, you control activates its effect, accepting the damage tab, you can target 1 card on the field, destroy it. So it adds a popping effect to the non-once per turn. I'm going to block off one of your zones.
Oh.
That's pretty solid. You can only use this effect once per turn. It's only once.
Gotcha.
Okay, yeah. So the field spell is also pretty good.
All right. So your ultra rares are Kashtira Riseheart, Tier Limits Kashtira, Beargram, the Shelled Emperor of the Forest Crown. Oh my goodness. Grangunal, the Dust Dragon, Rindbrum, the Striking Dragon, Ice Jade,
Geimer
Azurine, Chaos Archfiend, number C62, Neo Galaxy Eyes Prime Photon Dragon. Holy moly.
Yeah.
Leviathan, Generator Boss of Shadows, Trivikarma, Big Welcome Labyrinth, Orphabol, the Harmonious Bullfighter Bard, Gold Pride Captain Charlie, and Gold Pride Star Leon.
All right, so it's 2 more of the Kashtira cards that are ultras, both of which are run at 3 usually. Rise Heart is their version of I'm trying to remember what the
You thinking Rhino Heart?
yeah, it's their Rhino Heart, their
Okay.
main decked starter. So it's level 4, and
It's the normal summon, right?
if they bother with it, it can,
Right.
if you control a Kishtira monster, you can special summon it. Also, if you control a Kishtira monster, its level becomes 7.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's no bueno. But yeah, like I said, it being an ultra isn't very surprising. To be fair, I think that's all the new Kashtira stuff. No. There's also Birth in here as a super as well. That's also run.
Yeah, there's some other smaller stuff here and there, but
Yeah.
that's kind of the big names. So the card I'm kind of most excited for out of these, honestly, is Big Welcome Labyrinth.
Oh, definitely. It is the glue that Labyrinth really needed, because now it allows for some really wacky plays. So like one of the things that Labyrinth can do now with Big Welcome Labyrinth is like activate different dimension ground during your opponent's turn, then during the interface just sitting there firing off a bunch of traps, getting effects, and just set a new one.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It's wild.
I'm interested to see what happens with Tearlament's Kashtira, because I don't know, man. That deck's been doing a lot in the OCG.
Oh yeah, no. I think Kashtira is going to be the next big deck. It's going to give Tearlament a run for its money as it's built now. I don't really know how Kashtira Tearlament works, because one of your major key components in Kashtira locks you in the Exceed summoning.
Right.
And then I think there's a Tearlament card that fusion locks you. I think. I could be entirely wrong.
I genuinely do not know off the top of my head.
Yeah, but because I've never seen a Tearlament deck do anything but fusion summon. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do. All right, want to do some supers?
Sure, we can.
All right. The supers are all pretty bad. Nah, I feel like that we can just say that.
Yeah, hold on. Let me. Chaos Witch has some possibility. Oh, a new.
Tri-Brigade Arms Bucephalus II is actually a super rare when it's not busy being a Starlight.
Yeah. Oh, there's a new sea monster, Sneaky Sea. Sure.
Is that supposed to be like a play on something?
The cockroach, like Maxi, Contact Sea, Sneaky Sea.
Okay.
Made to order mermaid outfitter.
You
is
should
a
pick
super.
up 3 of this card for sure, 100%.
Oh, definitely.
This should be the #1 card on your list of cards to get.
Oh yeah, and because of the super, they're probably fairly cheap. They're probably going to end up being fairly cheap at first.
One would think.
What are they pre-selling for right now?
Oh well, I mean, I'm sure that like they aren't pre-selling for like a lot of money, but like,
yeah, but like
I'm just saying, like it
I
would
can
be, you know.
I can see this card very quickly becoming like a $30 super easily.
I also could see that being the case. That is not the case as of right now.
What are they, like $5?
$1.50.
Okay, yeah. So like if you find them, pick them up. It's a really good card.
Yeah, I think I would have them just for the sake of having them. Similar like
Small World.
Well, I was gonna say similar to Tri-Brigade Kit. You know, Kit was like, I don't know, it was like
a buck. Yeah,
it
buck
was like
50.
a buck and a half, and then everything got reprinted for Tri-Brigade except for Kit. And Kit became like all of a sudden like I want to say like what was it, like a $12 card?
Yeah. At its peak, I believe it was 12.
I had to stretch.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Like I could very easily see this card getting really expensive. Particularly if like particularly if we continue in a tier 0 format where it's just mirror match after mirror match after mirror match.
Oh yeah. Alrighty. And commons are commons, right? They're like bulky cards that are just gonna end up sitting in some box somewhere.
Yeah, there's like one or two that I look at that in here that are like, oh, they're pretty good. So like, but for the most part, they're commons. There is Kashtira Big Bang, which is run in full power Kashtira.
Okay.
They run one copy of it.
Let's transition a little bit. So, what can you tell me? Let's pretend that I was just a listener that, you know, knows that people are talking about Kashtira and Tearlament and stuff like that, but doesn't particularly know the nuance of it, what would you
Okay.
say to somebody like that?
Oh, about Kashtira?
Just kind of like the way things are going right now in general.
Okay, so at the moment, with you, as far as Yu-Gi-Oh is concerned, anyway, we are in a Tier 0 format. We're about to shift, and the thing is that the Tier 0 deck at this point hasn't been hit yet, and it's about to get basically more support indirectly.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's one way to say it.
But then Kashtira is going to give it a run for its money, so it's going to be a case of a Tier 0 format ending not because the Tier 0 deck got hit, because another deck came out that's just as powerful as it.
Yeah, but I think, I don't know. You also have to think about like the splashability. I don't know.
Yeah, okay. So now, as far as actually Kashtira is concerned, I actually did a little bit of research about this beforehand. One of the funny things that they can do is that they can special summon Bear Statue of the Stormwinds.
Yeah, walk me through this again, because you walked me through it before the podcast. Walk me through it again.
So basically, Kashtira is a rank 7 toolbox deck. That is their shtick. They just pump out rank 7 exceeds over and over and over and over.
Sure.
So one of the things that they'll do, one of the most common openers is summoning Unicorn or Fenrir, effect to grab the other one, and then summoning that one, its effect to grab a card called Papias. I have notes. If they activate Papias, it grabs another one of their monsters, but then it locks them into only Xyz summoning for the rest of the turn. There's a rank 7 monster called Raid Raptor Arsenal Falcon. It is just a generic rank 7 made with 2 level 7 monsters. Detach one, special on level 4, Wind Winged Beast from your deck.
Okay.
That's it. Detach one, boom, they have a bear statue. Now, the most common thing, and then of course they'll also use, the most common card they'll go for their end board is a Shangri-Ira and an Arise Heart.
Okay.
With the continuous spell Birth on the back. So Birth is whenever your opponent activates a spell card, you target 3 cards in their graveyard and then banish them. That's once per turn.
Okay.
Shangri-Ira is when an opponent's card is banished face down, you target a zone that is empty. One of your opponent's monster spell trap zones that don't have anything in it, it's locked. They can't use it.
Right.
As long as Shangri-Ira is on the field. If you were to attempt to destroy Shangri-Ira, they can just attach one and it's not. And then Arise Heart is just, while it's sitting there, it's a 3k Macrocosmos.
Wow.
It's a Macrocosmos with a 3k body. And whenever a card is banished face... Yeah, once per chain, you can target a banished card and then attach it to Arise Heart as Xyz material, and then you can detach 3, target a card on the field, and banish it face down. Which then triggers Shangri-Ira, blocking another zone.
Wow.
So you normally by the end of their turn, they've triggered that field zone lock effect 3 times, locking out 3 of your monster zones. So you have 2 monster zones to work with. Including the extra monster zone, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you have technically 3? But a lot of decks just cannot function under 2 main monster zones.
Yeah, it's not a lot. It's not a lot to go on. It's really not.
Now here's some funny anti-plays I've noticed. You could if you just happen to pull 1 Arise Heart, you can just run that in your extra deck, and then if you come against this exact situation, you do what you can to force your opponent to activate the Shangri-Ira again, right? During your turn.
Okay.
And then you mind control or change a heart, steal it.
Oh,
and then just slap your own
Arise Heart or...
your own Arise Heart right on top of it.
Oh,
because
that's funny.
Arise Heart's effect specifically states that if a Kasatri Shangri-Ira has activated its effect this turn, you can Xyz summon this card using any Kasatri card monster you control.
Okay.
So you just slap it on. Another thing you could very well do is if you have two monster zones, normal summon, swing into it, main phase 2, steal it, Zeus.
Caleb, listeners, I love you. I think I'm done tonight.
Fair enough. You were like halfway falling asleep during my explanation.
Yeah, I it's nothing personal, and the people that watch YouTube are gonna be chuckling as there are moments that I doze in this episode.
Yeah, during my little spiel about
and
what
it's
what
not
I've
that
learned.
I'm disinterested. I'm not. So we've had pretty bad weather where we live.
Yeah, so it's a lot of extra work for you because you're a UPS driver.
Right. So I work outside all day, so I'm in bad weather all day.
And then you get home, and then the rain's putting you to sleep because it's currently raining. We can hear it like right out there.
Yeah, like so directly behind me is a not very thick window, and you hear rain. And I've been working all day, and it's after midnight. We're recording, and
yeah. No, that's cool, man. It happens.
So I think what we're gonna do is, I think we're gonna call it here.
I will say real quick, that's all I figured out after about like, I'd say 30 minutes of just kind of watching videos on the deck.
Yeah.
There's a lot more to it that I haven't figured out yet, but it's really
here's what we're gonna do. We're not gonna let this go to waste, though. What we'll do is we'll take next episode, and we will try to give a little bit more explanation into the decks that are going to be popular in the upcoming format.
Okay.
So what I'd like to do is for the next episode, and we'll plan this now, we'll give a little bit of an in-depth explanation on maybe Kashtira tier limit
itself.
Right. I'm thinking Labyrinth.
Mm-hmm.
And I would really, really, really love to do the very cool Gabriel Nets
base 3.0.
Yes.
I would like to call it a ritual base because it uses a lot of rituals.
I think the deck's kind of like a leap. So I think I want to call it base jumping.
Maybe, yeah, like either base jump or like blink or like based ritual, because the previous one could be base synchro.
Okay, you said on accident, but I kind of like you said blink. You said blink on accident a second ago, didn't you?
Yeah, I meant to say base. I was like blink. I was like, why did I say blink?
But blink could be good.
Yeah, well, I mean that'd be for like if they do like a base deck, but it's link monster, so then it's just blink.
Maybe.
So it'd be like Blink Rose and Blitzuals. Yeah. And then Blinks. But,
of course.
But no, I'd say base ritual. Previous version of this deck was like based synchro.
Yes, it was more of like a base synchro. This is more of based ritual link climb thingy.
Yeah, like they utilize Libromancers, Mekonko,
the Adventure Engine, the Magician's Souls stuff.
Yeah, where they run 3 Illusion and Chaos, 1 Souls, because they can use the Illusion and Chaos because it's a ritual monster.
Dude, that's so funny to me. That's so sick.
And they run like
we want to talk about that deck.
Yeah.
I want to talk about that deck, and I look forward to it because it's been a long time since we've done like meta content and discussed things about like the meta itself.
I mean, to be fair, we've been in a Tier 0 format for a long time, so.
And also, it's kind of been the off season where it's like it's the holiday season.
Not a lot of tournaments are going on.
Right, exactly. So we're getting kind of back in the swing of things, getting ready, getting going. So. Of course, before we close off the episode, we want to take just a moment to thank all of our wonderful, wonderful patrons. So, a huge thank you to, of course, oh no, I've got to get the page right. April Floodgate, Cam Yang, Dragonmaid Stun Zed. Oh no, I didn't sort it by active.
Bruh.
Okay, that didn't change those. Kane Martin, Zyphorus, Blackwing, Silverwing the Ascendant is the best Floodgate, Earth Machine, best deck, Epi. Has anyone actually read Toy Vendor, HGH Cyber, I am McLincoln, Mountain Man, Almost Spaghetti, Owen Alvarado. Quitting the game is a Floodgate. Okay, that's fun. Singing in the shower was fun and all, till I swallowed soap. Then it became a soap opera. That's funny.
That's good.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Unbanned number 95. Konami, understanding and reading are 2 different things. Virtually Savior's World, Rogue, and Tier 2 are the polite terms for bad deck. AD, Aaron Gardner, Asami, Ashless Chaps, Box Wine, Bestial Pizza Hut, Duty Booty, Dragon Maidenless Behavior, Fur Hire Dog Turd, Helios Pebble Cereal. I'm about to Rico Glamour, Tribute for Cost D's Plant Nuts in Your Mouth. Can, the disciple of Caleb's waifu philosophy, Old Man Red, pin code 143, Rescue Aces Tier 1, Watch Me, and Santa Claus. Thank you all so much for your continued support of the podcast. Like I said, if you want to get that extra episode every week where I'm hopefully not super tired,
Yeah.
be sure to check out our Patreon. The link is in the description down below. And be sure to check and be on our Twitter and Discord. There might be some really cool announcements coming soon, potentially. We'll see. Maybe. But, of course, thank you all so much for listening to today's episode, and have a great weekend, everybody.
Take care, everyone.